I know. There it goes. All right, cool. All right. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how I do a quick CMA. The best thing that I love doing is I go to search. I'm going to go to residential over here. Click on this and wait for everything to load.
I think you've got everything loading in the background.
Yeah, everything's loading at the same exact time. My apologies, everyone. Let's have this load, have this load, get rid of this.
So pretty much I'm the only participant, correct?
Oh, you can come in, April. Yeah, in person, but this is recorded, so other people will be able to watch it later as well.
What I was going to tell you is you could record this again once everything was.
Yeah, it's already being recorded and live to the agents. All right, there we go. So what I love doing first is you see this very section right here. It says map search. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this button that says within miles of and type in an address. I'm going to put my dad's house. And it'll try and guess what it is. Let's see. There you go. So I'm going to click on that. Now it says map area selected. I can usually click within a quarter mile, a half mile. Let's just see everything within a half mile. We're going to go to pending and sold because those are the two that really matters. Active matters a little bit, but not as much as these two. And I'm going to look back to see within the last year, not just the last 6 months. Even though the last 6 months is better, I still want to look at and see how many comps there are. That way I can narrow it down from there. So you can see here, this red dot means this is my subject property, the property that I typed in. So I could see everything around it and then try and figure out which houses I want to take from. So knowing here, there's actually a lot of houses that sell in this area. This is all South Ocean Lakes, Red Mill area. And every red I see is sold. Every orange I see is pending. Every green one I see means it's currently active on the market. So what I want to do next, because I like this map area right here, except this area. This doesn't make sense because these are all higher class homes. See this area is more of the low 3s, high 2s. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust my criteria. I'm going to say, okay, my dad's house is 2,400 square feet. So I usually do everything within 400 square foot. So I'm going to look 2,000 to 2,800. And now I can see that I am at 19 matches. So you can see it actually lowered a lot of houses. And it makes it way more comparable for my subject property over here. So what I'm going to do as well is my dad also has a 4-bedroom house. So I want to look at houses that are between 3 and 5 bedrooms. I don't want to see anything more than 5. I don't want to see anything less than 3. We're still at 19, and then my dad also has 2.5 bath. So I'm going to do 2 to 3. Anything more than that, I don't want to see. Anything less than that, I don't want to see. And really, that's how I figure out my comps. So I'll go back here, look at results now, and now I can see the exact neighborhoods of where they're at. So I can see Upton Estates, South Shore Estates, Red Mill Farm. Just me knowing, I know South Shore Estates is not a good comp, so I'm not even going to take that one into consideration. But everything in Ocean Lakes, Upton Estates, and Red Mill, yes. South Shores is just a completely different neighborhood, whole different setup. So if you know the area, it helps doing that. I'm going to label by square foot now, and I know my dad's is around 2,400 square feet. So I'm going to choose everything that is roughly around his. All right, we'll say all of those. The next thing I want to look at is the closed price. So if I look at the closed price here, I see one at $384, which is actually pretty high in my opinion, and then one at $309. So that sounds about right. So I've got a pretty good ballpark idea that my dad's house is probably in the low 3s, low to mid-ish 3s. And then what I want to do next is I want to look on the inside of these houses. So I'm going to go look. Okay, that's fairly decent house. It's not bad. It's got a pool. My dad's house has a pool as well. Let's look at this one. This one's okay. Not really updated or anything. That's sold for $305. So big difference from that last one we just saw. This one right here is a short sale, so we can't even consider that. And not just that, South Shore Estates. South Shore Estates usually falls in the 500, so it makes sense. This is a short sale at 320 in South Shore. So whoever got that house got a deal. Go to the next house over here. Gonna look on the inside. Super interesting. Currently active for 335. I kind of doubt that'll happen. So what I'm doing here is I'm comparing my dad's house to all these other houses on how it looks on the inside, the condition. This house is actually very similar to my dad's right now. So this would actually be a really good comp because it's 4 beds, 3 full baths. My dad only has 2.5. However, he has 2,300 square feet. My dad has 24. This is selling at 364. That's still maybe a tad high. They must have something in here that they're allowing. So from what I'm ballparking is my dad's house is probably somewhere between 350, honestly, after looking at all these houses, especially at 364 pending, 1 day on the market. This one sold at 309. Needs work. So I can definitely tell that he's in the low mid threes. And then from there, what I would do is I would just put in all my data saying, hey, look, comps go between 310 and 360. And then from there, I usually like to choose in the middle. So the middle of that is generally 330, 335. And I honestly think that would be a good price of where my dad would sell at. And that's how I usually run comps. That's how I do it pretty fast. I mean, we just did this within 5 minutes. You can easily do this for your sellers. Now, if you guys are a realtor, which some of you will be, another website that helps pretty quickly is called RPR. Now, you real estate agents don't have access to this, which is a bummer, but you pay the extra $800, $700 a year for it. But RPR is a pretty good estimation for any home value. And actually, we'll see that here. Let's see what RPR says. 327. There we go. I said 330. It's saying comps go between 295 and 360. Kind of like the same thing I said. So I usually look at both sites just to confirm what I was thinking as a real estate agent. The next thing I would do is obviously I'd go to the house and then actually see the condition. But since I already knew this house, it really helps with that. If you don't know the house, you definitely got to go inside to see what the value can be. So the next thing I want to show you guys is how to set up an auto search. This thing is going to save your life tremendously. And let's just, for example, Kathy, since you're here, tell me a house you're looking for, and just say we're looking at Virginia Beach. Tell me what's your price range?
400 to 425.
Okay, so normally in that instance, she said 400 to 425. I'm going to put it between 375 and I'm going to put it up to 440. I usually go about 15 to 20 up or down to really expand that search, because if something is 5,000 less or 5,000 more and I don't have it there, that could be the perfect house and I could be missing it, and I don't want to miss it. So I usually go up and down. Now, if we have way too many searches, too many houses showing up, I'm going to make that adjustment and then really bring it in. So I'm going to go click on Virginia Beach here. Tell me what would be the minimum bedrooms you're looking for?
I want 4 bedrooms and a minimum of 3 bathrooms.
Okay, now when you say 3, is 2.5 okay, or 3 full?
3 full.
Okay, it's got to be 3 full. So
Right.
if I found the perfect house that has 2 full showers and a half bathroom, would that be okay or no? Okay. All right, so we're going to do 3+ bathrooms. And the key here is always asking for their minimum, and not just that. When you find their minimum, put a plus sign next to it, because if I just put 3 here, we see there's 39. If I just put 3, now it goes down to 23. We don't want that. We want as many to show as possible. And then what would be the minimum square footage you're looking for?
2,000.
2,000 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
So generally I go 100 square feet or less, what they're looking for. Because again, if something is 1980 square feet, 20 square foot is not going to matter for them.
Right.
So I want all options to be shown again, especially if there's a limited amount of houses.
And I want a first floor master.
First floor master. Okay, this is actually great that you did this, because Rein has kind of messed this up. So there's 2 options in here that Rein has. They have a check mark here saying master bedroom first floor, which I can click, and I'll see there's 22. I'm going to unclick that. Then I can go over here to other rooms and click on first floor master. Okay, good. They kind of fixed this bug because before I would click on one and then it would totally give me a different number. So I hope they're the same houses. I'll just leave it over here. So now that I've got her criteria, the next thing I want to do is I want to take out any contingencies. This is what separates us from Zillow, and this is what I love telling my clients. Hey, do not go to Zillow. This is exactly how we can differentiate. We're different from them, okay? And it's best because we don't want to send them houses that are under contract. We just want to show them what is available. And now I can see there's 20 houses available, not contingent, when originally there was 22. So I'm going to put not. And then generally my next question is, are you looking for a move-in ready home? Yes. So if it needed paint, carpet, needed to be fixed up, are you okay with doing that, or you technically don't want to do that? You just want to move in, be good.
Just want to move in.
All right. So my next step is I'm going to take out anything that's bank repo, short sale, government owned, because those houses generally are not in good condition, especially short sales. I almost always take those out just because they can take up to a year to close. And I usually ask them, hey, are you looking to move within the next month or two? And they'll say yes. I'll say, all right, we're taking out short sales. Even though they look attractive, they're usually a bait and switch, and they can take up to a year to close, and they're not fun. Ask James, he's dealing with one now. Definitely not a good thing to go through. So after taking those out, we still have 19 left, which is actually a really good amount. The next thing I want to take out is baseboard heating and cold, because if it does not have normal heating, it is a very old house, and they are probably not going to like that. And since she said she is looking for a house that is not a fixer-upper, I'm going to click not over here. And then my last question here is, since we have 18 left, are you looking for a garage?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so are you looking for one car, detached, attached? Does it matter? Just a garage.
A garage.
A garage. All right. So I'm going to highlight everything that says garage over here. And this is generally what I put for garage. Now we can see there's 14 left, which is great. And my very, very last question here in this instance, since there's only 14, is a fence mandatory for you?
Absolutely.
Okay. Say if I found the perfect house and you would put in a fence. Okay. So since they would put in a fence, I'm going to leave this option blank because some houses don't have it. And a fence is fairly a cheap expense. Not just that, we can always ask the seller to put it in. But if I clicked yes here, look at that. It gets rid of 4 houses. And those 4 potentially could be good houses, which I don't want to do. And then I'm also going to take out anything that is an auction. Good thing there's none. And with 14 houses left, that's a pretty good start. You know, we're pretty narrowed down.
Did you add those additional fields?
I did add these additional fields. Yep. So I added additional fields that I found I was usually asking people, or people that have asked me before. Like some people just said, "Hey, I only want carpet in the house." So then I select carpet.
If you have a new realtor who comes into this.
Yep, they won't see this option. Yep, you're correct. And then I've had it where view description, if they're looking for specific condo or POA stuff, I've had people say they're solely looking for crawl space. So that's where these additional come in. Something that I normally do as well is if there's like 50 plus houses, what I'll do is I'll go to the photo count. I'll say, all right, it's got to be 15 plus photos. And actually, we could see that 2 of the houses didn't have it. Normally, when a house doesn't have at least 15, they're kind of hiding something, or the house isn't in great shape. Or, sad to say, but it could just be a bad agent that isn't putting up the 50 photos that we can. Every listing I have, I always put up the most amount I can, because there's no point in tricking someone to come in to see the listing. There's just no point. But anyways, with 14, it's a pretty good search. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the results here. And then I could actually see there's 2 C's here, which means there's a contingency on the house that I did not take out. So I want to look at those real quick. They're most likely call agent. Great example that we're doing this today. Call agent is not a contingency. It absolutely makes no sense. Okay, the sale is contingent upon voluntary upgrade of the septic system prior to the settlement. So in their instance, they have an excuse to say call agent. It just honestly doesn't make sense, in my opinion, that most agents put this. Let's see the next one. Call listing agent. Call for more info to build for your client. Again, this is not a contingency whatsoever. And when I see a C, I tell all my clients, hey, if you see a C, this house is taken. So in my eyes as a normal real estate agent, I see a C, contingency, the house is gone. In this instance, the house is not gone. The people over here who input this just inputted it wrong, and that's not good. And this is also brand new construction with barely any info on here. That's why it's been on the market 160 days, guys. So when you're putting in listings, put in as much info as you can and do not put a contingency. But since I know that house is still available, that's why I clicked on it. I'm going to click on all over here, and I'm going to take out that. If I wanted to send my client just these houses, I can click on email, and then I would create their contact, create a new contact, or if they're already in here, then I would send it to them, and then subject line is usually your home search from Austin Frank Willis Realtor. But what we want to do is we want to set up an auto email. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to save. I'm going to go to new auto email. From here, I can create their contact just like it was, or just have any other random person in here. Let's just pick Ronnie, for example. I'm going to say your home search from Austin Frank Willis Realtor. Sometimes if it's my first time sending to them, I'll say right up here saying their criteria, blah, blah, blah. But usually I just leave this blank, and it says welcome to the portal. That way they have access to it. And then I'm going to scroll down here, and you can see all the criteria that I've set up for the house, everything that is looking for it. And then I can schedule it based off of how often I want houses sent to them. Now, something with 14 houses is a very low amount. So what I want is, since that's pretty specific, is I want a house, as soon as it comes on the market, sent ASAP to them. That way they know, hey, this house matches your criteria, and it's sent to them immediately. With only 14, there's not many of those houses coming on the market. However, if they were, just say, 60 houses on the market that I pulled up from this, I'm going to want to change this up. I'm not going to want ASAP, because they could get 2 or 3 emails from me every single day. At that point, they may get annoyed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on daily over here. I'll say, all right, I want houses to be sent to them every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday morning. So that way, if there was 3 houses that came on the market Friday, Saturday, they'll all be sent to them on Sunday. That way they just get 1 email from me that day. So they'll get 3 emails a week from me if a house shows up on the market during that time. That way I'm not blowing them up. And then I would just save, and then I don't have to worry about it from there. Now, another thing we could do that we could set up is a save search, which I do quite often as well if I feel like manually looking for my clients. Because if people don't go on the auto portal within 60 days, it automatically deactivates. So if I can see that, and actually I'll go over here. Let me just duplicate this tab real quick. I'm going to go to my auto emails, and then I could actually see the green check mark that they've been on in the last time they were on. So I can see this guy was last on January 14th. I could see this person was last on February 13th. This person was last on March 5th. If it shows up as a white circle, it's within the 60 days. However, they've never been on the portal. And then if there's a red mark here, that means it's been disabled. They haven't been on since November. It's been past 60 days. It's been canceled out. It stopped sending them houses. So at that point, it gives me a good excuse, especially with this one as well, to reach back out and say, hey, did you get the emails I sent over? Sometimes they'll lie and say, yeah, I've been looking at them, and really, like, this system doesn't lie to us. I can see when they've been on. So that's why I asked, hey, have you had a chance to get on yet? It's just a chance to follow up with them. But anyways, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a new save search. I can have it as any name. Usually I put their name and their search, and then I would just look for, say, Jay over here. I'm going to enable it as a favorite search, and then I'm going to save. When I do that, I go back to the home page, and now I can see my favorite searches. These are all my current clients that I've been looking for. So if I click on Samantha's, for example, what I can see is the last time I sent them a house. See, I sent them houses March 11th. And since then, there's been 3 houses that have come on the market that have matched her criteria. She's not on an auto drip campaign or an auto emails. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to email these to her, because I know I haven't sent them to her. it automatically goes to Samantha. I'm going to say, update on your home search from Austin Frank Wilson Realtor. 3 new houses have come on the market. Boom. And now I'm just going to send. And so now she'll get an email from me saying, hey, 3 new houses have come on the market. Let's check them out. And then I can just click on them and see if they look good or if it's anything they're looking for. And actually, this is a pretty nice house, so I think Samantha and I should go see them because that'd be pretty nice. And it's right around in her price range too, which is great. And same with this one, another good one too. So this is great. I can see it's been on the market 2 days. This one's been on for 14. So that's what's nice about the auto is like this one's been on for 2 weeks and I haven't sent it to her. So I'm not really doing the best on my part. But these other 2 have been on the market for 2 days. This is a Secretary of Veteran Affairs. So this is generally a bank repo, but it doesn't look that bad of shape, which is pretty nice. So they may get a killer deal on that, especially for only $220. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reach out to Samantha and say, hey, Samantha, did you get those 3 houses just sent over? You know, I saw 3 really good ones. I want to see if you want to check them out. And from there, that's a good excuse for them to respond back saying, yeah, let's go see houses, or they say they're not ready. But the auto is nice because you don't have to wait. Like they automatically come to the market for her. However, with these certain people, I've kind of wanted to do them manually. So this guy, Chuck, I've been working on him forever. I don't want to blow his email up. So every now and then I'll go back and say, like you can see here, I sent him houses December 20th, January 16th, February 6th, March 4th. I'm going to send him one more, and we're March 13th. And I already have this pop up, so I'll put 1 new house for sale, send. Boom. And let's see. So I can see over here the favorite searches. Oh, the next thing I want to talk about is my carts. So my carts is basically if a buyer tells me to look at a certain house and just keep an eye out for them. For example, we'll go to Samantha over here. One point she told me she liked this house, blah, blah, blah. Eventually there was 11 of them. So I saved all of them, and now I can see, okay, this one's under contract, that one's under contract, that's been withheld from the market, under contract, under contract, under contract, under contract, under contract. So really there's only 3 houses left that she really liked. And I could see that there is 2 here this one was beautiful that we saw. The neighborhood wasn't the best. And then this one right here, this one was very nice that we saw as well. Oh, but again, the neighborhood wasn't the best. So at that point, what I want to do is I want to take them off. I want to take them off of over here. So I'm going to go to carts, and I'm going to go to remove checked. And now I can see there's only 3 left here. But just say, for example, I'm searching for Samantha over here. Just keep using her as an example. And I want to add one to her cart. She said, hey, she really likes Norvica Avenue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select it. I'm going to click on carts. And then I'm going to click on the cart option here and then see all the different people in my list. So now I'm going to look for her. Her last name is Carol. So it goes okay. I guess Rein changed it to where I can go by their first name now. So I'll click on Samantha Carol's cart. I'm going to go to add to. And when I go back to home, now I will be able to see Samantha's cart now has 4 houses on it. And so now I could go back and see it right here. And the main reason why I love doing this is because say if we're going to go look at 5 houses and I pulled up 20 houses, she loves 5 of them. If I pull it up on a map, I'm going to see all 20 houses. I don't want to see that. So when I do this, now I can pull it up on a map, and now I can see all 4 houses. So this actually makes it easy for me to go say, all right, if I'm going to show houses, I'm going to start here, go there, and then up there. I can make an easy line to go see those houses. That's everything for today. If you guys wanted to dive deeper into it, we could, but that's basically how I run my matrix. I can see if they hearted something, which is always cool because then that's another reason to follow up saying, hey, so you like these 2 houses, do you want to go see them? My goal is to always get in front of these people and find a reason to get in front of them. So that's where I'll send them the houses, because with auto, I don't know if it's sending or not. But with manually doing it, I know it's sending, so then I can follow up right then and there. So if you guys had any more questions, just let me know. More than happy to help, but this is just a quick intro of what I do to Rein and how it's made my life easy working with buyers. So if you guys have any questions, I'm going to post this on Facebook. Feel free to comment. And till we meet again, talk to you guys later. Bye.
That was very